They call it a forbidden territory, a place that glitters from a distance, sweet, warm, inviting, like perfume drifting from a doorway you've never entered. It promises excitement, companionship, romance. But once you step inside, you discover the truth. The sweetness was only bait, and the pain inside is far more than you ever imagined. That is the forbidden territory of online dating. The Directorate of Criminal Investigations has issued a clear, sharp warning. This is their message to Kenyans.
DCI imewaonya Wakenya na wageni wanaotafuta mapenzi mtandaoni kufuatia ongezeko la matapeli wanaotumia majukwaa hayo kusaka wachumba na kuwapora pesa na mali yao.
And if you ask me, the DCI is absolutely right. Here is why. Love is beautiful, especially when you meet the right person. People travel across borders, cross oceans, climb mountains, all in search of that one soul who completes them. But there's a darker side. A hunger that isn't for genuine connection. Some are looking for a quick thrill, a temporary fix, a night of comfort. Others are searching for lifelong companionship. Both groups share one thing: need. And need is the fuel scammers prey on. Because the moment you go searching, the forbidden territory opens its gates. And the most dangerous gate of all is online. This world is polished, decorated, sweetened. But underneath, it is hollow. What you see online is almost always an illusion. The internet has become a theater of deception. Fake businesses, fake promises, fake emotions, and yes, fake relationships. Look at Facebook, Instagram, X. A single person can run 10 accounts, each one wearing the face of a stunning woman. Photos stolen, stories fabricated, personalities invented. And then Brayo logs in, sees the profile, feels his heart beat a little faster and whispers to himself, "Hi Nikki Pata." But Brayo doesn't know the bitter truth. He isn't talking to a lady. He's talking to Kevo Wagithurai, sitting in a dark room, juggling accounts, hunting for the next victim. This is forbidden territory. A world where the line between truth and lies has faded into fog. A world where every message could be a trap, every smile could be a scheme, and every idea could be the beginning of a financial heist. Here you must move with care, you must stay sharp, you must never take anything at face value, because in this place, danger is always a click away. Inside the same online territory, there is another trap. A trap deadlier than fake romance. It is the trap of manufactured lifestyle.
Watu wengi wanatamani kujiunga na nguvu ya pesa na chora tatu.
A world where illusions are polished, filtered, and presented to you as success. A world designed to make you feel small, so that you stretch your hand toward the very person preparing to rob you. Because that's how lifestyle manipulation works. They show you a life so shiny that you start asking yourself, how can I be like this? And the moment you ask that question, you've already entered the grip of the con. Some scammers choose romance, others choose luxury.
Huu ni mwezi wa 11, tunaelekea mwezi wa 12.
Take the case of Godlove Mwakibete. Many of you know him as Chief Godlove, a Tanzanian national, a charming speaker, well-dressed, confident, and always online flaunting a lavish lifestyle, stacks of cash, gold chains, luxury cars, exotic destinations. But here's where the facade begins to crack. He tells you that if you want this lifestyle, his lifestyle, you must first pay him. Pay him to become like him. Photos staged, props bought, situations arranged. And because it is online, the chances that you'll notice the deception are slim, very slim. But the principle is simple. Anyone who claims to be rich, yet still begs you to pay them so they can teach you to be rich, is operating at the highest level of deceit. The flaunted lifestyle is not proof of success. It is marketing material for the scam.
Kwa wale wote ambao wanataka kujiunga na chama, nimeandaa program mpya mwezi wa 10.
If this money was truly real, if it was earned through sweat and sacrifice, why display it online like a billboard? Why arrange bundles of cash on a table? Why flash cars and houses to strangers on the internet? Real wealth whispers, scams shout. And if you observe closely, you'll notice something off. Look at the cars they parade. Most of them lack traceable registration numbers, none verifiable. Instead, they replace real plates with printed plates of their own names, plates you cannot cross-check anywhere. All the cars God love flaunts online, not a single one carries a legitimate verifiable number plate. Then there's the most amusing one. Chief Bernard. He shows you his cars, then covers the number plates with his hand. If the car is truly yours, why hide the plates? Why fear verification? A very simple question. And yet, thousands fall into this trap. Because lifestyle manipulation preys on your dreams.
A full-time Forex trader, a young man.
Now shift your eyes to Kenya, to Raymond Omosa, known online as the Kenyan Prince, and others of the same feather. They bombard young people with pressure. They say they're making millions through Forex trading, through secret investments, through elite circles. But the lifestyle they present is carefully staged. Cars without proper number plates, houses without proof of ownership, accounts without verification. And when you reach out to them, hoping to learn, you become the product. Your desperation becomes their salary. Remember this: if someone claims to make millions, yet still begs you to click links on their bio, pay for courses, or join their circle, the wealth is not real. The scam is. Personally, if I were making millions, I wouldn't beg anyone for attention. I'd be on a quiet balcony somewhere, drinking from a silver glass, minding my business. But online, it's a forbidden territory. Once again, this digital world is overflowing with illusions. 99.9% of what you see is staged, exaggerated, inflated, or completely fake. And that is why today, I want us to fly to Mombasa. Because in Mombasa, a foreigner took the bait. He saw the sweetness of the forbidden territory, and he was hooked. Let us go together. Journey with me. A perfect example of this online deception unfolded right here in Mombasa County. A case so bold, and so calculated, that it pushed the Directorate of Criminal Investigations to issue one of the strongest public warnings to Kenyans about the dangers hidden in the digital world. This was not just a crime, it was a mirror, reflecting what countless people are silently going through. And it exposed the forbidden territory we have been talking about. Let me tell you, my friends, in Kenya, there exists a well-organized network operating entirely online, a syndicate, a calculated criminal enterprise that targets foreigners, and even locals who are still unaware of what's happening behind the screens. These people have perfected the craft of deception. They know how to package lies as truth, how to turn fiction into something that looks convincingly real. And here's the secret weapon they rely on. Trust. Because the easiest way to rob a human being is not through violence, but through belief. This syndicate understands that better than anyone. So what do? They operate like a structured organization, each member carefully selected for a specific role. First, they recruit attractive, presentable women. Not for an office job. Their office is the internet, from Facebook to Instagram. Then comes the final category. These are the hardliners, the ones who step in once the emotional trap has closed. Their job is simple: force compliance. They terrorize the victims into sending large amounts of money. This is the structure. This is how the syndicate operates. One of the most shocking cases linked to this syndicate unfolded not long ago, first in Nairobi and more recently in Mombasa. This is the story of Harry Oliver. Harry Oliver, a British national, arrived in Kenya on July 26, 2025. He jetted into the country from the United Kingdom for one simple reason: leisure. A holiday, a break, a moment to breathe, explore, and enjoy the beauty of Kenya. And as you all know, when people travel for leisure, other desires follow closely behind: companionship, excitement, and sometimes adventure. Harry landed at Moi International Airport, collected his luggage, and checked into a hotel he had already booked from the UK. Everything was smooth. Everything looked promising. On August 2nd, 2025, barely a week after his arrival, Harry's coastal adventure began. He travelled to Diani Beach, one of the most breathtaking destinations in Kenya. To ensure his movement was safe and organised, a local tourist company assigned him a guide, Safari Kazungu Katana. Safari's role was simple, but deeply important. Be with Harry, accompany him, guide him, and ensure he remained safe throughout his stay. What Harry didn't know was that his most dangerous encounter wasn't at the beach. It was waiting for him online. Human beings crave connection. We are drawn to happiness, to affection, to companionship. And in that quiet hotel room, Harry felt the same need many travellers feel: the desire for company. So he turned to the internet, and the internet welcomed him with open arms. Harry opened Tinder, one of the world's most popular dating apps, and that is where he saw her. A lady with everything he was looking for: stunning, warm, elegant, and according to her profile, living right there in Mombasa. Her name? Samira Mumbikiari, 33 years old. Harry was instantly drawn to her. From Tinder, their conversations moved to Facebook. From Facebook to Instagram. Day after day, the bond deepened. And remember what we said earlier. The easiest way to trick a human being is not through force, but through trust. Samira understood this perfectly. She initiated video calls every day. And when she appeared on camera looking exactly like the photos on her profile, Harry's doubts faded completely. The trap was sealed. Harry wasn't even looking for love. He only wanted a one-night companion to brighten his holiday. But Samira's charm, consistency, and emotional manipulation turned a simple desire into something else. He started seeing her as more than a date. He saw a partner, a future wife, a soulmate. Samira fed the fantasy. She promised him a stable relationship. She promised a future. She promised to take him to meet her parents. To Harry, it was a dream taking shape, the kind of love story tourists narrate with pride. But to Samira, it wasn't love. It wasn't companionship. It wasn't a future. It was a syndicate operation, a carefully crafted fraud that was about to unfold step by step. Harry Oliver didn't see the danger. He couldn't, because in his mind, he had already fallen in love with a lie dressed like a blessing. From August to November 2025, the conversations between Harry Oliver and Samira Mumbi built steadily. Bonds formed. Trust grew. And by November 2nd, they agreed to meet in person. Harry suggested that Samira come to his place. She declined, citing fear. Instead, she invited him to her residence, assuring him she lived alone, that there was nothing to worry about. Harry believed her. That day, Harry boarded an Uber. Samira came out to meet him, smiling, warm, seemingly innocent. To Harry, it was as if months of online communication had finally transformed into reality. A joyful reunion. Nothing unusual, nothing alarming. But danger waited inside. As they settled in, two men suddenly burst into the house. One claimed to be Samira's husband, the other a police officer. The husband alleged he had been tipped off that his wife was with another foreign man, and the police officer brandished a fake ID, threatening arrest. Harry was terrified. A foreigner in an unfamiliar country, he had no choice but to comply. The men demanded 2 million Kenyan shillings. Harry explained he only had 800,157 shillings and he was forced to send 800,000 to them. They then instructed him to stay put while they arranged transport. Soon after, they escorted him to the roadside, booked him an Uber, and disappeared. Remarkably, Harry believed they had done him a favor. To him, the husband was real, the police officer was genuine, and Samira was just a woman caught in a complicated situation. He had no intention of reporting the incident, thinking he had been the one at fault for visiting another man's home. That's when Safari Kazungu Katana intervened. He explained plainly, "This is Kenya. The husband, fake. The police, fake. And Samira, she's part of the game." Reluctantly, Harry agreed to report the incident. He handed over every piece of communication: Tinder chats, Facebook messages, Instagram conversations, WhatsApp threads, everything from the beginning. Using forensic intelligence derived from these accounts and phone numbers, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, tracked down the suspects. On November 11, 2025, Samira Mambi Kiari and Paul Webster Mangeni were arrested. The DCI confirmed something chilling. There is one syndicate operating in Kenya, targeting unsuspecting online victims, especially foreigners. They have roots deep within the country. You may remember Scott Campbell, a British national brutally murdered a few months ago. The same syndicate that carried out that murder is behind the online operations in Mombasa. Online fraud is not limited to romance scams. It's a hotspot for deception in almost every area: dating, shopping, job hunting, rentals, and more. A single rule stands: 99.9% of what you see online is fabricated, and it exists to trap, deceive, and exploit. Be careful, be vigilant, tread carefully. And to you, our viewers, have you ever been scammed online? Share your experience in the comments below. From all of us here at LifeLens TV, thank you for watching. Remember, the online world is a forbidden territory. Navigate it wisely. Until next time, stay safe.